Hey, this is Bernie of Kisima. You're wondering well for all things faith and mental health. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. If you have been here before, thank you for tuning in yet again. Today we are talking about a topic that has been plaguing me for the past couple months, actually, and it's around self-sabotaging. So you noticed that last week I missed a video, and so even in that, I was kind of beating myself up a lot about it because I was like, oh, Bernie, you're supposed to be a woman of integrity, and you said you're going to be consistent, and now you're not being consistent, and here we go again, right? Like it's the same pattern, same from last year that we said we're not going to repeat this year, and I realized like I kept beating myself up about it instead of just jumping into exploring. Okay, Randy, why do you keep having the same pattern show up? And in landing at that, I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way that I can't share this with y'all today. So here we go. The one reason why um, I believe that we live in self sabotage is around that question of, do we think we deserve this life that we're trying to achieve? So for me, in wanting to be a motivational speaker, trainer, licensed therapist, um, do I think I deserve people to actually hear me? And so if the question, or I'm constantly wavering between yes and no, then guess what? I am going to be inconsistent, having videos out and not having videos out, having videos not out. But then I realized, even in understanding that, instead of meeting it with compassion, grace, like the Lord does for us, I kept responding with judgment. Like, oh, Bernie, why don't you do better, be better? You have all this advice for people, but you're not taking your own advice. And so in just acknowledging, the constant breakdowns I've been having, now I take it to like journaling, to prayer time, to acknowledging like, yeah, it's because I feel like I'm up to something big, and every once in a while I'm gonna get nervous and I'm gonna get anxious about it. But to keep going to God in prayer, to keep remembering why I started, to keep remembering that it is not me, but it's Christ who lives in me, that people are inspired by, that I get to be transparent even in my breakdowns, kind of like right now, and talk about what I'm learning through this whole journey of self compassion, this journey of relationship with Christ. And understanding my humanity, right? I talked before about being a recovering perfectionist, and even in that perfectionism, it's me saying I don't deserve any good thing in life unless I work hard, I sweat hard for it, unless I earn it. It's not, I am inherently worthy of getting all these things that I'm working towards. And so, in just landing at that, I was like, whoa, like I totally have to share this with people. And like, even in stuff like I'm not able to record a full video today, it's like, no, find an alternative, don't stay quiet. And so here we are with what feels like a podcast instead of a regular day-to-day video, but I promise we'll be back with the videos. And so for you, what is it for you that you feel consistently makes you waver back and forth with operating in excellence, and then, almost like taking two steps back after you've taken a few steps forward, right? Really sit with that and really dig deep. And when you're asking the question of what is it that keeps me from achieving my goal, please, please, please respond in love, respond in compassion, respond in grace. The Bible talks about with loving kindness has God drawn us to Him. And so, if God can be loving towards us, what gives us the audacity not to be loving towards ourselves, right? How can we say we forgive other people and we're merciful towards other people when we can't even be merciful towards ourselves? Even this morning, I was like, oh, babe, I want to go to the gym with you this morning. And I had a rough night, wasn't really falling asleep. And in the morning, he was like, no, stay in bed, don't worry. And like, even in me, still groggy and sleepy, I was like, oh my gosh, Bernie, look at you. You said you're going to be disciplined. You're going to get up today. You're going to go to the gym. And here you are again, choosing sleep instead of like, hey, okay, try again tomorrow. Like, there are many reasons around today not being, the most responsible, best thing you can do, trying to go work out in the middle of fatigue. But I could work out later. It doesn't have to be the gym only where I work out. I work out here at home a lot, and so that's something I could do later on today. But even in that moment of just like between that judgment and self deprecation and you know, uh, negative accountability, almost like negative feedback. I'm grateful that, God has been teaching me over the past couple of weeks, like to catch it, to acknowledge, like, okay, this judgment is coming from a place of wanting to be more disciplined, but that's not how it's going to get me more disciplined. The more I judge myself, the more likely I am to continue inconsistency. And so for you, like I said, in you asking the question of what is it that keeps holding you back? What is it that keeps getting in the way of your discipline? Whether it's with your weight goals, your eating healthy goals, with your launching your business goals, with consistency in journaling, in being going to work on time, with reaching out to friends and family. What are the things that keep setting you back? Whether it's dating and wanting a relationship, ask yourself that same question. Is it because I actually feel like I don't deserve it? And it's not an indictment. It's not like, why do you keep doing this? No, it's, oh my gosh, why do I keep doing this? How long have I been doing this for? When did it first start? And why did I start that? What has maintained it this long? Okay, what do I need to do in order to get a different result? And starting today, what can I do starting now? And when I catch myself in the same habit that I've been doing probably for weeks, months, years, how do I acknowledge that it's happening again? And how do I choose a new way of being versus why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep doing this? If we stay in that same question of judgment and it being an indictment, you never get to explore what alternative outcomes could be. And then when you get stuck in that one beat up, you don't start seeing room for a shift. Like, what have I been doing about my weight loss journey? Have I not been noticing my serving sizes? Have I not been meal planning like I could? Have I been eating out a lot more often than cooking at home? Okay, starting now, starting today, what can I do before I leave home or tomorrow morning or even today? I'm going to pack my lunch, or I'm going to blend a smoothie, or I'm going to pick the places. If I'm still going to buy lunch, I'm going to pick the places that have healthier options than what I've been eating. There's always choices to do better in the moment, even though sometimes we are operating on automatic. Okay, so I hope that has given you something today to work on. I didn't want this video to be lengthy because I want you to be the one doing the work. It's not me talking or doing the work for you. And so ask yourself that question. What is it about myself? What is it about me? What is it about my habits? What is it about my mindset or my negative thoughts about me deserving and not being deserving of these things, these goals, has been making me self-sabotage? And go. Start journaling, start pondering, stay in quiet, and actually let yourself explore that. And don't be afraid of the answer. You are already living it. Don't be afraid to explore it and to actually put words to it, because you're already living in the self-sabotage. You're already living in the judgment. Your life is a result of these things. And so if you want to have different results, actually go into the exploration of that. And I'll meet you right here next week, Wednesday. In Jesus' name, I'm going to be consistent. And we're going to jump into another topic. But I cannot wait to hear in the comment section, what is it that the questions you've been asking, but also the answers that have been coming up for you. So comment below. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you here next time. Later, lovelies. Bye.